You know, when you see a field of solar panels, it's easy to think you're looking at the future. But what if I told you that you're actually looking deep into the past? Because the blueprint for our most advanced green technology, well, it wasn't designed in some high-tech lab. It was perfected in a forest, hundreds of millions of years ago. That's right. Long before humanity ever even dreamed of electricity, nature had already cracked the code. It engineered this silent, elegant, and perfectly sustainable power grid that, covers just about every corner of our planet. The secret was hidden in plain sight the entire time. Okay, let's really get into this. We celebrate the solar panel as this triumph of modern engineering, right? But it's essentially a synthetic leaf, and a kind of clumsy one at that. To understand the real future of clean energy, we first need to understand the original masterpiece that it's trying so hard to copy. So, let's peel back the layers. We're going to put a simple leaf and a modern solar panel under the microscope, side by side, and what you're about to see is that their designs are, well, they're shockingly, brilliantly, almost identical. First up, every light catcher needs a window, a protective skin. For the leaf, it's the upper epidermis, a clear layer coated in a waxy cuticle. It's basically nature's glass, letting sunlight pour in while protecting all the delicate machinery inside. The solar panel? It uses tempered glass with an anti-reflective coating. It's the exact same job, the same principle. Stay tough, but stay clear. Now for the engine room. Deep inside the leaf, you've got these tiny green power plants called chloroplasts. They use chlorophyll to turn photons from the sun into chemical fuel. A solar panel does the same thing, but it uses what we call a silicon sandwich. When a photon hits it, the photovoltaic effect kicks an electron loose, and that creates an electrical current. So you've got two totally different methods, but one identical mission: turn light into power. And of course, once you've captured all that energy, you have to move it somewhere. A leaf has this amazing vascular system, the phloem, which acts like a network of pipes transporting sugar to the rest of the plant. A solar panel? It has those thin silver lines you see on its face. Those are the bus bars. They are the panel's veins, carrying the flow of electrons out into a wire. It's a perfect parallel. So the designs are nearly identical. One is biology, the other is engineering. But this is where things get interesting. You'd probably assume that after 400 million years of R&D, nature's design would be unbeatable. Well, you'd be wrong. Let's just put them to the test. If we measure how much of the sun's energy they actually convert into a usable form, who comes out on top? The ancient, elegant original, or the modern, clumsy imitation? The average plant converts just about 1% of the sunlight that hits it into chemical energy. Yeah, 1%. It seems almost unbelievably low for a system that literally powers almost all life on Earth. So, how does our imitation stack up? A modern solar panel that you can go out and buy today, it clocks in at around 20% efficiency. So, in a pure numbers game, the imitation isn't just better, it is 20 times better. It really seems like human engineering has beaten nature at its own game. Or has it? Because here's what most people don't realize. The leaf and the solar panel, they aren't even playing the same game. You see, a solar panel is designed for one thing, and one thing only: maximum power output. A leaf, on the other hand, is designed for survival. I mean, think about it this way. A solar panel only works when the sun is out. But a leaf? It stores energy as sugars and starches, basically tiny chemical batteries it can use at night or in the dead of winter. A solar panel gets damaged by hail or covered in dust. A leaf can actually repair itself and washes clean in the rain. A solar panel is a sprinter. A leaf is a marathon runner. It's a complete, resilient, self-sufficient system. For decades, we've been obsessed with beating the leaf's efficiency number. But now, the smartest engineers on the planet are realizing their mistake. The goal isn't to beat the leaf, but to learn from its other, more subtle advantages. They're finally learning to read the blueprint correctly. So, the future isn't about silicon versus chlorophyll. It's about merging the two ideas. And it's a field called biomimicry, where we stop just imitating what nature looks like and start truly understanding its strategies. And this brings us to a whole new kind of technology: organic solar cells. Instead of that rigid silicon, they use flexible, carbon-based polymers, a lot like the molecules in a plant. They're cheaper to make, they're greener to make, but they have one major problem: that old, familiar challenge of low efficiency. And this is where the story comes full circle. To solve this very problem, scientists at Yale decided to look back at the original blueprint. They asked a simple question: How does a leaf manage to absorb so much of the visible light spectrum so darn well? They found one of the plant's cleverest tricks. To understand this, we need to look at a process called fret. See, plants have a bunch of different light-sensitive molecules. Fret is how they pass energy between each other, kind of like a bucket brigade. If one molecule can't use a certain color of light, it just hands that energy off to a neighbor who can. It's an incredible system designed for zero waste. So the Yale team built this fret mechanism directly into their organic solar cells. By using different polymers that could hand off energy to each other, just like in a leaf, they boosted the cell's efficiency by a massive 25%. They didn't invent some brand new technology, they just copied nature's homework a little more carefully this time. But even this isn't the end game, because the true genius of a plant isn't that it makes energy, it's that it makes fuel. It turns sunlight, water, and air into a stable, storable energy source, and that, my friends, is the holy grail. And this all leads to this incredible concept called the artificial leaf. This new device doesn't just generate an electric current. It uses sunlight and a special catalyst to do exactly what a real leaf does: split water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. This process creates clean hydrogen fuel that can be stored and used anytime, day or night. This isn't just about making a better solar panel anymore. This detail changes everything. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about energy. We're moving beyond a simple imitation and into a phase of true understanding. Finally, learning how to replicate not just the leaf's function, but its profound wisdom. And that's really the big takeaway here. The solutions to our most modern problems might not be waiting for us in the future. They might be buried deep in the past, waiting in the silent, efficient, and absolutely brilliant designs of the natural world. It just makes you wonder, what other blueprints are out there, just waiting for us to finally learn how to read them?
Thanks for watching. Support BioVellum by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Let's explore the secrets of nature together.